In today's video, I'm going to show you what Claude Skills are and how to build things that businesses will actually pay for using Claude Skills. I help builders and freelancers to land high-ticket clients and retainers by positioning themselves as AI consultants. So if you're ready to build a $10,000 a month AI automation business, click the first link down below and join my free school community. And there you can participate in the free 4-week challenge to get your first or next AI client. Now let's dive in. So let's break down what Claude Skills actually are, how to create them, and how you can start building Claude Skills to build real-world solutions that businesses will actually pay for. First off, what even is a Claude Skill? Claude Skills are reusable sets of instructions that you give to Claude so that it can do a specific task the exact way that you want it done every single time. You can think of them like little AI instruction manuals. So instead of someone inside of the business writing out a long prompt every time that they want to generate a proposal, create a project brief, or generate personalized cold outreach, you just create a Claude skill once. And then anytime the business needs that task done again, they just call the skill and boom, done. Consistent results every time. Like a really simple way to think about it is imagine saving your Starbucks order in an app so that the barista gets it perfect every single time. So a Claude skill is kind of like that, but instead of making coffee, it's formatting presentations, cleaning up copy, or writing in a business's brand voice. And you can define all kinds of things inside of a skill so that it's hyper useful for the business, like tone of voice, structure, formatting rules, step-by-step logic, brand language, and even limitations like always use 5 bullet points or less. And for the business, it's like they're hiring a junior employee that can take on manual, repetitive tasks for a tiny fraction of a cost of hiring a real human. Now, let me give you the lay of the land so that the whole ecosystem makes sense. So Claude is the brain, that's the LLM, the AI that performs the tasks. Skills are the instruction manuals, so they tell Claude how to perform those tasks. Claude projects are like the workspace where everything lives. So kind of like folders or documents. And if you're using MCP servers, that's like the toolbox. So that's what you use when you want Claude to call APIs, create files, or interact with other tools. Okay, now let's talk about how to actually create a Claude skill. There are 3 main ways to make one depending on your vibe. Option 1 is download one from Anthropic's GitHub repository and then upload it to Claude. So if you want to skip the building part and just start using skills, this is a good way to get your feet wet. So Anthropic's repository on GitHub has a bunch of pre-made skills already, like Theme Factory, Document Creator, and even Skill Creator, which allows you to create other skills. And then you can upload them directly from within Claude and just start using them. So it's kind of like a Google Chrome extension. Option 2 is you can remix or extend an existing skill. So let's say you find one that would be perfect for your client. Let's say the presentation builder, but you need it to use the client's brand colors, keep the number of slide bullets under 5, and include a call to action at the end. You can take the original skill, tweak the instructions to meet your client's needs, and now the client has a branded version of that skill. And option 3 is you can create your own from scratch using Skill Creator. So this is the most powerful and customizable option. It's also the easiest in my opinion. And so it's the one that I recommend just because of ease of use. So you write the instructions once, Skill Creator packages everything up, and then that skill lives inside of your client's account. So that works on Claude Web, Claude Code, and the Claude API. And pro tip as a bonus, depending on the types of clients that you work with, you can 100% and should recommend doing a Claude Skills workshop so that you can empower the employees on that team to create their own Claude skills. Okay, now let me show you how to make 3 skills that businesses will actually pay for because it's like hiring a junior employee. And that's the proposal generator, the client intake to project brief generator, and the personalized cold DM and email generator. Okay, like I said, the easiest way to create a new skill is to use the Skill Creator skill. So I'm gonna come over here to settings, and then I'm going to come down to capabilities. Now, in order to use Claude Skills, make sure that you have code execution and file creation turned on. And then you're going to scroll all the way down and make sure that you have Skill Creator turned on. So you just toggle that on, and then you'll click try it in chat. Okay, and then it's going to start with this default statement. So, hey, Claude, I just added the Skill Creator skill. Can you make something amazing with it? I'm going to change that last part. And this is where I'm going to show you how to create like a proposal generator skill. So think of from a business perspective. So they're likely handing off this type of task to a junior employee. someone that they have to pay hourly or pay a salary to. Also think of employees, like I'm thinking of my old 9 to 5 when we had our sales manager and he was out working in the field, like he was out in attics and that kind of a thing. And so if he could use this skill in Claude and just, send a voice note and then Claude would generate a proposal or an estimate based on his brain dump, that would be really powerful. And in terms of a selling point to a business, like going back to that use case that I just described, if you can send an estimate quicker, that's going to shorten your sales cycle, and that means that you make more revenue throughout the month. That also means that if your competitor is in the mix and you send the estimate before them, you're going to win more jobs than them because the number of days that it takes for them to send the estimate or the proposal, you're going to have that advantage because now the potential client is sitting with your information. They don't have anything from your competitor. And so the business, again, has the advantage there. Okay, so I'm saying I want to create a proposal generator skill using this as the perfect example of a proposal. The user will brain dump their stream of consciousness thoughts and call the skill, and the output should clean up the input and format it like the attached example. So let's go ahead and send that off. This is just a mock proposal that I created for the purposes of this video. Okay, so right now Claude is reading the Skill Creator documentation to understand how to craft an effective skill. So it's going to think a while, and now it's reviewing my demo proposal so that it can understand exactly how it needs to be formatted and structured for the perfect output every time. And one thing I've noticed is that when using Sonnet 4.5, that oftentimes it won't put it in the correct format. So it'll give you a .skill file rather than a markdown file. And so I'm just going to ask Claude to take this and repackage it as the correct format. Okay, so I'm going to download the proposal generator skill markdown file. And this is something else I was noticing with Sonnet 4.5 is that it will generate the markdown file or the Python script or whatever needs to be downloaded, but it doesn't automatically package it into a zip file. Like it will generate this .skill file and it thinks that that's a zip file, but you're not actually able to download it and upload it as a zip file. So just a word to the wise, use Opus. But if you are using Sonnet, you would just come in. So here is our skill. What we need to do is just make sure that the name of it is just skill, all capitalized, and that's a markdown file, which it is. So now I'm going to create a new folder and I'm going to call it proposal generator. Then I'm going to drop the skill.md file in there, and then I'm going to zip this. And then this zipped folder is what I want to upload to Claude. So if I come back over to settings and capabilities, and then I click upload skill, and this little pop-up will actually tell you. So the zip file that includes exactly one file at the root level, and the skill.md contains a skill name and description formatted in YAML. So I'm going to click that, add my proposal generator zip file, and then you can see it successfully uploaded my proposal generator. And so now it's automatically toggled on, and whenever the business wants to use it, they could just toggle it on their account. It's also available via API or Claude Code. So depending on what you're building, you can utilize it across those 3 platforms. But now you can let the business owner know or the sales manager know. All you have to do is come into Claude, and if you're on mobile, even better because you can just click the button to dictate on your phone. Just do a brain dump of all of the notes that you took during your sales appointment, your sales meeting. And this skill will turn that automatically into a formatted proposal that's ready to send to the client. Okay, next we're going to create a client intake to project brief generator. So this client intake form can be something like a transcript from a call or notes from a call. If you have like some kind of structured process for documenting when you're engaging with a new client or onboarding them. And basically, you're turning that into, okay, what needs to happen based on the conversation that we had or what the client has told us, and how does that need to be divided up amongst our team? Now, I don't need to go to settings every single time. I can just call this skill right from here in the chat. Okay, so I'm saying I want to use Skill Creator to create a skill that takes a messy client intake form or call transcript and turns it into a structured project brief. Examples are attached. So this is just a mock client intake form. So it has the client's information at the top. What do they need help with? What platforms are they currently using? So it's a lot of just like question and answer type of format or stream of consciousness. So this doesn't tell anyone what needs to be done in what order. It doesn't have any kind of organization to it. And so what we're going to turn it into is a project brief. So it gives an overview of the project. It has the core goals mapped out, the tools and platforms that are involved, and it's going to say exactly what needs to happen in terms of what needs to be built, who's responsible for it, and when it's going to happen. And so obviously this is going to be fantastic for like ad agencies, marketing agencies, service-based businesses that need to onboard new clients and turn basically the client's thoughts or what they are looking for and turn the content of a conversation into something structured that's going to kick off processes for the team. So let's send this off to Claude and see what it comes up with. Okay, so once again, Claude is reading the Skill Creator documentation so that it knows how to build an effective skill. Okay, and now it's checking the reference files that I uploaded, so the before and after basically. And it's actually looking at the proposal generator skill to understand my style and pattern. So it's really cool that in the context of what we're doing, that Claude understands what skills need to be called without me explicitly telling it. Okay, so now Claude has completed the project brief creator skill. But you can see how thorough Claude is being. And comparing this to like a custom GPT where you, the user, have to spell out every little thing versus Claude being able to go in and deduce the details is just a massive difference. Another cool thing that's different than using a custom GPT is you can like stack these various skills on top of each other. So whether you're in a Claude project or just in a chat, you can say, okay, I want you to break this down from a nasty client intake form into a nice proposal. Then you can stack another skill on top of that and say, okay, now I want this proposal to be broken up into a PowerPoint or a slide deck presentation, and I want it to be branded with our company brand. And if you wanted to do that with a custom GPT, you would have to make 2 custom GPTs and then like switch back and forth between them. And so it's just a little bit more convenient to be able to talk to one chat and have it be able to call the skills on its own without you having to specify it or go into a different chat window. Okay, the last thing that I want to show you is something that's near and dear to my heart, which is cold email. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Claude, hey, here are some specific examples of cold emails that work well and why they work well. And then I want you to create a skill that's going to be able to generate cold emails based on user input. Okay, so now I'm telling Claude, I want you to create a new cold email generator skill that uses the attached example structures and strengths, combines it with user input for topic and other specifics, and then outputs compelling cold emails to help leads convert. And so this is what it looks like. It's not anything wild or crazy, but it just has a cold email template and then why it works. So I'm uploading that to Claude, instructing it to create a new skill, and let's see what it comes up with. I'm excited to test this one out. And just to give you an idea, it's working on this skill for probably going on 5 minutes. So ChatGPT could never. But like seriously, think of the difference between what you would put into ChatGPT's system instructions or custom instructions versus all of what is going on here with Claude, thinking through all of this, looking at the examples, writing more examples, writing files and scripts. All these different things are going to contribute to this skill. Like, this is thorough. Okay, so now I'm back to upload my cold email generator skill. Successfully uploaded, and now I want to give it a try. So I'm going to go try that out in chat, and stay tuned because I will let you know how it goes in a future video. Now you know how to not only build Claude skills, but how to create ones that clients will actually pay for. If you're looking to build your own $10,000 a month AI automation business, click the first link down below and join my free school community, and take part in the free 4-week sprint that I'm hosting inside there to land your first or next AI client. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.